board member and community
Thank
member.
you. Clara?
Sorry, Clara Wyckoff. I work for K-State Research and Extension for the Southwind District, which covers Allen, Bourbon, Neosho, and Woodson counties. And I'm the Nutrition, Food, and Health Agent.
Thank you. Paige?
Hi, I am the Integrated Voter Engagement Advocate for Kansas Appleseed.
All right, Kristen?
I'm Kristen Wright, and I am ACMAT Treasurer.
All right, and Deb? Excuse me.
Debbie Higginbotham. I'm the program director and an employee at Southeast Kansas Mental Health Center as a chemical abuse and a mental health therapist.
Thank you. Pamela?
Hi, I'm Pamela Thompson. I work with a grant called Family Strong from KU and through the Family Resource Center here in Pittsburgh. And I cover 8 different counties, including Allen County.
Nice. Amanda?
Amanda Clausen, and I work with Southwind District, same with Clara, and I am the Community Vitality Agent.
Thank you. Cheyenne?
Hi, I am Cheyenne Conder. I am with NCART as the community mobilizer.
Thank you. Sandy?
I am with the AmeriCorps Senior Volunteers and will be in Iola Friday afternoon to do some 9/11 visits. Thanks.
Troy?
Troy Smith. I'm the Director of Community Corrections, Juvenile Services, Juvenile Intake, and the 31st Judicial District Drug Court Program.
Thank you. April?
Hi, April Jackson, Program Director for Southeast Kansas Recovery Resources Program under Thrive, Allen County.
Thank you. Alicia?
Alicia Turner, the Kansas Children's Service League Healthy Families Program.
Thank you. Marcia?
Marcia Davis, Thrive Allen County.
Thank you. Brittany?
I'm Brittany Frischman from SEK and Multi-County Health Department, and I am the maternal child supervisor, and I am now doing outreach.
Nice. Kelsey?
Hi, Kelsey Botts, Marmaton Valley High School and K Club.
Thank you. Josiah?
Josiah D. Albini, Director of Student Life and Housing at Allen Community College and Iola City Councilman.
Thank you. Did I miss anybody? All right, I think we have everybody. This is my first time hosting, so if I skip something or forget to do something, please speak up. We have agency and spotlight with Troy Smith with the 31st Judicial Drug Court.
Yes, so I am the Director of the 31st Judicial District Drug Court Program, which covers Allen, Woodson, Wilson, and Neosho, the entire 31st Judicial District. Our program started back in 2014. We had basically a feasibility grant that we received through Thrive Allen County. And we decided to set up a drug court, which we then did. It was mainly the idea of former sheriff and FBI agent Tom Williams, who wanted to see if there was something we could do about the revolving door that occurred at our Allen County Jail to drug offenses. So we began, Judge Kreitz, who's present, is our chief judge and was the one who gave the go-ahead to see if we could do this program. We created a team. The team includes myself, my staff, treatment providers, law enforcement, prosecutors, defense attorneys, and obviously the court staff that run the court. And as I said, we've been going since 2014. At this point, we are a 4-phase program. It's a minimum of 1 year in the program in order to graduate, with a minimum of, it equals 6 months of drug-free abstinence from illicit substance. in order to graduate from the program, but that can be split up as it takes a certain amount of time to get out of each phase. I would say that the average client is in our program anywhere from 18 months to, we had a graduate not too long ago who I believe was in our program for about 4 years. And these individuals that are in our program are required to do a treatment program. They're required to do community service. Obviously, they're required to do UAs, required to do interactive journaling, an interactive journaling program that is specifically set up for drug court. It's cognitive based, hopefully a change in the way they think about things, react to the situations that they will inevitably put in for the entirety of the time in their program, but also the entirety of the time afterwards. They're required to UA at least twice a week. I know that I was an ISO in the program, a supervision officer in the program for 4 years before I became the director of the program. And I would say that the average client that I supervised while I was in drug court over the course of a year would give somewhere between 150 to 200 UAs. So we are ensuring that the individuals are drug-free, which includes testing on weekends and holidays. It's all on-site testing. So we test for 16 different substances. Those are, we get immediate results on our UAs. And if there's any type of discrepancy, we can have those lab tested. We also use sweat patches, which clients wear for a period of 2 weeks, collect sweat, and their sweat is tested for the use of illegal substances. And we also do oral testing for those who have difficulties with the other two testing formats. Oral testing is, I'm not a fan. It's something that we can use, but it's not an effective, in my mind, way of testing folks. You usually get readings for about 48 hours, which isn't great. The UA, unfortunately, is still a gold standard of how to test people. Works best, it's the easiest, and it's the most effective discovering if a person is using or not using. All of our UAs are supervised. Females watch females, males watch males. And we found it to be a very effective way to combat the use of. Our folks are very, very, very well versed in how to beat UAs. So it's sometimes a cops and robbers game with them. But for the most part, I think that once folks get acclimated to the program, they usually do very, very well. Our washout rate has fallen significantly over the last several years. During the course of our most recent grant, which we have from BJA, our successful completions have outnumbered our people that we have terminated from the program unsuccessfully the last 4 quarters, which is what was my goal on taking over the court. So we have more people leaving our program successfully than we have leaving our program unsuccessfully, which is a huge, huge thing. Our recidivism rate is well below both state and national average for the course of the entire time of our program. I have statistics on all 10 years of our program. Of the 168 graduates that we have had from our program in the last 10 years, 48 of them have had new interaction with law enforcement, which is 29%. The state recidivism rate in 2021 was 34.7%. So when you look at, and that's over a 3-year period. So if you look at our numbers over a 3-year period, we have about 12% recidivism rate over that same period of time. So we are well below both state and national averages on those who successfully complete the program. The vast majority of our individuals who do reoffend at this point, because we have numbers for so long, have been out of the program for more than 5 years at the time of their new involvement with the law. So drug felonies. So every person who comes into our program is a convicted drug felon, and drug felonies represent 7% of our conviction rates. So that is 12 people out of 168, 12 people in 10 years, which is very, very good. As 168 came in as convicted drug felons, and only 12 have been rearrested as drug felons. So we have a very successful program. It's hard. It's hard work for my staff. It's hard work for the individuals who complete the program, but I feel like we are doing a great deal of good, and I really, really enjoy what I do. Judge Christ does a great job. They all love hearing Judge Christ tell them how good they're doing. Not very often do these individuals step into a court and have a judge tell them they're doing well. These are oftentimes individuals who have never been told they've done anything well. So to have a program where they're told every single time they show up at an appointment, every single time they show up in court, we find something good that they've done. It's important to tell them that they're doing good. We want them to come back. The simple fact is that I've been a probation officer or director of this program for a long time. There's certain pushback to programs like this. I know that there's a lot of thought that these people need to be in jail. These people need to be in prison. The simple fact is the vast majority of people who go to jail and people who go to prison are going to come back to your community. The question is, how do you want them to come back to your community? Do you want them to come back as better criminals, or do you want them to come back as better citizens? And those are choices that we have to make. And this program is a good way for us to expend our funds. We've been grant funded throughout the process of our program. We've had BJA grants, we've had SHAMSA grants, and I recently received the Kansas Fights Addiction grant for next year. So fully funded for another year. So we are planning on full speed ahead, and any of you are welcome to come to our program whenever you want. Sit, come watch, come whatever you want to do. You're more than welcome to come watch the way the meal is made. So anytime you want to come, get a hold of me. I'll be more than happy to have you there. I know that several people on the meeting today have been, and I would invite you all. And that's my presentation. So if you have questions, let me know.
Anybody have any questions? All right, thank you very much, Troy. We appreciate it, and you guys are doing a great job.
Thank you.
So with the consent agenda, the September agenda, August minutes, treasurer's report, that schedule, the organization updates and communications. Do we have a motion?
I move we approve the consent agenda.
Judge Kreitz move. Anybody second?
I will second.
Thank you, Kristen. All right. Anybody have any questions or comments about any of that? Will you see what the chat is? Nope. Fine.
Introduction, Pamela Thompson. We must have missed in the beginning with Family Strong KU grant for the prevention of abuse and neglect of children. She works with IRIS and 1-800 children, sharing info for whatever someone needs for helping children and families. Welcome, Pamela.
All right, thank you, Pamela, for sharing that. All right, old business. We have an update on the community event at the library. Does somebody have that?
This is Jessica, and I apologize, everyone. I'm out ill today, so bear with me. I had talked with Lonnie, and he said the event was very successful. They had over 28 people at the event. They are looking at doing other things such as 3D printing and maybe scheduling that for a different time. But he was able to give out some prizes and gift bags. That was very successful as well. And maybe for next time, we're looking at our community or other organizations to be able to donate something like that. So we'll be pulling that together probably in the next month if we have another community event at the library.
Good, thank you. All right, we have drug court again. Is that something new for old business or an update?
Yeah, it's just an update. I along with Sandy was there and Kylie Comer was at drug court graduation and I was able to give out a pin and a card representing as part of ACMAT, just congratulating them and a little reminder of just always to think about what they're doing. And the pin has a saying on it and the card has a saying that we have shared before, but I've been a participant of drug court on and off since after it started. And it's just always been nothing but a great experience. And if you've not been to a graduation, hearing their stories, listening to, again, the validation, Troy, Judge Kreitz, just all of the ISOs and just the time and effort that goes into it, it is a wonderful experience. And so we had 4 this last time, and drug court has a little reception for them. They bring their families, and it's always just a really special day.
I'll second that. I attended one for a friend of mine, and it gives you goosebumps and chills to see people actually be successful, like you say, Troy, that, you know, most of the time they haven't been successful in anything in life or get support from, you know, law enforcement and the judicial area. And so it was really neat to watch that and see that, and it's very emotional. So go check it out if you haven't been able to. All right, thank you, Deb. New business, we have Farm City Days coming up in October. The theme is travel through time. Anybody have an update on that? And then there's a senior health fair coming up in September on the 26th at the North Community Building from 10 to 2. And I apologize, I don't have any information on either one of those things. So if anybody does speak up.
Okay, I can speak to the senior health fair. So we're Thrive with CHC is hosting this senior health fair, and we have space available for any agencies that work with that community. So 55 and older. If you'd like to set up a table, just contact myself or Jenny Tapman at Thrive Allen County. It's from 10 to 2. It's going to be come and go. They are going to be giving flu shots at the health fair. And just hope there'll be lots of information.
And is that being advertised?
Yeah,
somewhere?
we have a flyer that we're just getting out.
Good.
But yes.
All right, thank you. All right, we have community grant collaborators. Jessica, you want to start with this?
Sure. We did participate in Water Wars in August. We had a really successful event. We had about 20 to 30 on our boat alone. We partnered with the Mental Health Center along with Ashley Clinic. We had a great we had a lot of great people come in and help us with the boat. Thank you to Tegan for helping me to also decorate the boat. Our theme was Under the Sea, and so we had a bubble machine, and all the kiddos really enjoyed it. So we had a great time doing that event. We are meeting with the schools this week to go over an agenda and some schedules. We're looking at, for September, doing something for each homecoming, along with September is Suicide Awareness Month. And we're looking at maybe partnering with the schools on doing something special for them. Again, we're meeting with all the schools this week to get our schedule set, and we'll have our monthly meeting set up by then. So that's really all I have at this time.
Okay, thank you very much. Kansas Safe Kids and Bucks for Buckles. Anybody have an update on that?
Currently, we did miss the deadline to do Bucks for Buckles this year, but we are working with Michelle Hoyd to be able to do it the next time around. So we'll get with the schools on that. And
Okay.
then other than that, there's no other update.
Great, thank you very much. All right, we have upcoming events for Elsmore Days coming up this weekend, September 9th. We also have, I'm just gonna throw this out there, I should have put it on the calendar, but Pete's in Humboldt is hosting a car show. It's from like 8 to 3 on the square. There's gonna be like at least 75 cars, bounce houses, food vendors. So bring your families out. It's all free. Donations are going to their fundraiser for CASA. And so it sounds like it's gonna be a fun thing. It's the first time they're doing it, but it's really blowing up and they're doing a great job working on it.
When is it?
That'll be this Saturday as well, the 9th. What time does it start? 8 to 3. That'll kind of be a come and go. There'll be a bake sale. There'll be a couple food vendors. They'll have bounce houses and stuff for the kids. And then as of last, confirmed 75 cars. So there'll be at least 75 cars there. So come out and have some fun, grab lunch, play with your kiddos. We have Moran Days on September 16th, No Place Like Home. And then the Junior Elk Fest on September 16th as well at Riverside Park with the Elks Club, $5. If anybody has any information on those they'd like to share.
I can share on Miranda's a little bit. So the parade is at 11. Anyone is welcome to enter. Natasha Elmenhorst is your contact for that. They're doing kids games and raffles and such at the park. There's food trucks and booths, and they're also having a concert Saturday night at the ballpark.
Awesome. Thank you.
I was just going to add too that I dropped into the chat a link for the resources that we've been working on with Greenbush and DCF. We've all kind of collaborated together to add some local resources in for a digital resource guide. So also it's really important that agencies go ahead and take ownership and add in your information. I'm sure that we've missed a lot of great resources, but I put the link there in the chat for everyone. And if anyone has a question, you have my information there in the chat as well. So
thank you very much, Pamela.
You're welcome.
All right, do we have any agency updates?
I got one other event that's not really a community event, but September 19th, the Kansas Court of Appeals will be in Iola. Actually be here the 18th and 19th. But the 19th, they'll be hearing 3 cases and oral arguments starting at 9 a.m. on the Bola stage. We've invited Iola High School, who's sending about 180, I think, kids. Humboldt High School, Moran High School, Yates Center High School, and Erie High School. And the college and the public is also invited. But it's a chance to see the Kansas court system, the appellate system at work.
Nice.
Oral arguments commence at sharp 9 a.m. on Tuesday, September 19th.
Thank you. That's going to be really interesting.
April Jackson, I have updates if anybody wants to listen to me for a few minutes.
Of course.
So yeah, recovery resources. This is National Recovery Month. It's also National Suicide Awareness Month. They kind of go hand in hand. So just lots of information sharing going out all month about those 2 topics. Specifically what we're working on at the Recovery House, we've started fundraising to purchase a property to expand our services. So with that, we are doing a garage sale on September 22nd and 23rd and asking anybody if they want to donate any items to be sold during that time. They can drop them off anytime after the 11th of September. But also we have this month, we're kicking off a youth program that's called Lambie Learns About Addiction, and we have these kits available for anybody that is servicing youth that would be considered drug endangered. So I have a bunch of contacts to get a hold of. If you haven't heard from me yet, send me an email if you really want one of these kits ASAP, and I will drop it to you on my lunch hour or whatever I got to do. But we have these books, which are awesome. The kits come with a Lambie, with a book, with an activity thing. And you can go to Lambie Learns. Gosh darn. Anyway, I don't have the website right offhand. I'm sorry. I've got lots of things up here. Anyway, our website's getting updated and we'll have all this information on it too. And we just got back from attending the National Drug Endangered Children's Conference in Kansas City last week. And it was just very eye-opening, and lots of resources already from attending that were getting on our radar. So one of them that was just sent out today, and I don't know if Jessica or Tian have seen this yet, but it's called Song for Charlie, and I'll drop that in the link. But it's a really good program that they've come out with as well. So anyway, just shout out All Things Recovery and Suicide Prevention Awareness Month this month. And if there's any needs, don't hesitate to reach out. Thanks.
Thank you very much.
And I just want to say, April and her staff do a marvelous job at that recovery house, and it is an invaluable resource to this community that very few people know of, and it is very, very, very badly needed. We need to continue to raise money for them. We need to do everything in our power to help them to expand their services so we can have a male house and a female house. You guys have no idea the difference that happens to folks when they have a place that they can go, a place that they can live, and a place that they can get healthy. This is something that we need desperately, and the community needs to understand that this is something that we need to support with everything we have. That's all I've got.
Thanks, Troy.
Thank you, guys. Any other agency updates?
I'll drop this in the chat right now, but the K-State community visit for the Allen County region is going to be in Humboldt on October 4th at 5:30 p.m. So everyone's invited to attend. I put a link to RSVP there in the chat. You can feel free to reach out to myself or to Amanda if you have any questions. We'd love to see you all there to help with a dialogue about university and community connections. So thanks.
Thank you.
And this is Robin Lohman. I was going to give information from the AAA, the Area Agency on Aging, on September 9th. They're implementing the 60 and plus dining location there at the Allen County Hospital. There's a flyer that we can send out too, but it's basically for those over 60, they can get 16 meals a month loaded on a card, and it's just another resource for food.
Great, thank you very much. Anybody else? We'll have our next meeting on October 2nd, 12 to 1 right here or on Zoom. And the board meeting for those of you on the board will be the Thursday before, September 28th by Zoom at noon. We have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Rich Craig, second.
A second.
Amy Daniels, second. All right, everybody. Thank you very much. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day.